Alrighty, hi soul family, welcome back to my channel. So this week's pick a card reading, it's going to be how have you changed in other people's eyes. I got this idea from the Intuitive Rose, her tarot channel, which I enjoy her pick a card readings as well. And I just wanted to bring this pick a card topic to my collective. So we have a pick a pile. So you see the four lovely groups on the screen. Pick whatever one you're drawn to intuitively. It could be multiple piles or one pile, whatever you feel drawn to. That is your message. I have channeled messages for each pile, so we're going to read that before we get into the cards and the tarot. I love you guys, and I'll see you in whatever pile that you choose. Alrighty, hi pile number one. So you chose this lovely image on the screen. So how have you changed in other people's eyes? You've changed because in the past you gave people way too many chances to play with you. You put everyone else's needs and sad story above your own. You had people in your circle who took advantage of your kindness for years. You've changed because you stopped making excuses for people, and now you pay attention to their actions, not their words. You're putting yourself first, and because of this, your relationship with yourself and your inner child is healing. You no longer want anyone around you who doesn't respect you or your boundaries. Pile number one, I feel like your energy feels like you've been done the dirtiest, okay? Like people have been so shysty towards you, okay? Like it's like you used to have such, I don't know how to explain it. Like you used to be so patient with people and like so understanding, and it's like they just continue to push and push and push your buttons until you're about to crash out. You're so frustrated because you're just like, oh my god, like they took advantage of your kindness, like, and you're just like, I would never do that to someone. Okay, like I feel like pile number one, you've changed the most because you now have you have boundaries. Okay, before you didn't have any boundaries and you did not trust yourself to make the right decisions, and that's why you allowed other people to take advantage of you for years. Spirit saying that things have changed for you now because it's just like, I feel like there was this last connection for you, a last friendship ending, a last past relationship, where it's just like you tried to get someone to act right for years, and you're realizing, you know what, people are going to do what they want to do, but they're not going to do it with my energy. I feel like you're no longer like accepting other people's sad stories over your own, because pile number one, you've been through a lot. You have been through a lot. From you were a child, you've been through a lot. And it's like, I feel like because you were so wounded, you kept attracting these people who kept taking advantage of your energy, your good energy. But you're no longer like that anymore. You're just like, you don't, like, you're giving people one chance. Like you explain your boundary, and if they continue to like not respect it, you're not giving them any more chances. You're not doing it. Pile number one, you feel your energy feels like you're fed up. You know what I mean? And this is how people are seeing you now. It's like they're trying to get a reaction out of you, and they're unable to like play at your sympathy. I feel like you guys attracted a lot of people with a lot of victim mentality, who just like shared their sob story so that you can stop what you're doing to help them, to focus on them, to give them attention. And you're no longer doing that anymore. You're just like I've been through shit too. Get up, babes. Like that's all you gotta do is get up. And I don't feel this in a malicious way. It's just more of like, well, what are you gonna do about it? Because at the end of the day, it's like, we all have the power to heal ourselves, but you're recognizing it's not your job to stop what you're doing to completely focus on another person's life, because that's how you were self-abandoning in the past, and that's how people took advantage of you. Let's see. How is pile number one changed in other people's eyes, Spirit? How is pile number one changed in other people's eyes? How is pile number one changed in other people's eyes? How is pile number one changing other people's eyes? How is pile number one changing other people's lives? You guys, you're not as... I feel like you're recognizing... Pile number one, you've changed because you're a lot more connected to your inner child. And I feel like this is in the sense of like the trust that you've built with yourself. You've also started to stand more in your personal power. Like you've taken your power back. You've taken your energy and your power back. A lot of you guys are focused on building your own empire, conquering whatever it is that you need to conquer. Like I just get this energy where you're just like, you know what? Like all this energy that I've been wasted on past connections, past people, who didn't even respect me. I'm putting that energy towards myself and you're naturally glowing up. Okay. Pile number one, you've changed because you've learned to make up your mind instead of going back and forth or like trying to find a reason why someone should stay in your life. You're honestly taking things for what you see. You're no longer like, you no longer are blindfolded. Like you've dropped the blindfold, you've taken off the rose colored glasses, and you've allowed yourself to see what people are really showing you. And you've changed because you're not giving to people who don't give back. Okay, like you're no longer allowing takers around you. Pile number one, you've let go of a lot of people who just took advantage of your energy and didn't give anything back in return. You were just in relationships with a lot of like imbalances is what I'm getting from this these messages. Let's see. Oh, pile number one. You've changed because you started to love yourself, and people hate to see it. Okay, they hate to see it because at the end of the day, they're not benefiting off of you anymore. Like they liked you better when you didn't have boundaries, because then you'd make anything happen. You'd manifest anything like as a solution in their lives, guys. Like I feel like you guys would come in and you would completely like help someone. Like say for example, they're homeless and you're like, oh, you know, I know this job that's hiring. And you change their life and help them out. But it's like, then they became so attached to you, that it just became unhealthy for you. And pile number one, you've changed because you're no longer doing that anymore. You're no longer self-sacrificing or taking your energy away from your own creative projects or your own reality to help another person. And this doesn't mean that you're not still helpful. It just means that you're not giving to takers. You know what I mean? Like you're recognizing people immediately, whether or not they have good intentions for you. You're putting yourself on a pedestal. Pile number one, you've changed because you used to put other people on a pedestal. Let's see. How is pile number one changing in other people's eyes? Pile number one, you're manifesting. You're manifesting your dream reality. You're actually really focused on your own ships. You're focused on your own like life. You've changed so much because before pile number one, you really weren't. Like you were easily distracted. Like I'm just seeing like pigs flying. Like and you just look up and you just be distracted for like a good minute. I feel like Spirit's saying that you're no longer doing that and you're making progress in your own life because of this, you know? So a lot of the people that you had to let go of was attached to what was keeping you stuck. Okay. Like those were distractions. And now that you've removed those distractions, you're able to move forward. So people are realizing that you've changed because it's like you're doing better without them in your life. How has pile number one changed in other people's eyes? How is pile number one changing other people's lives? Oh. Pile number one, you've changed because you've balanced your light and your shadow side. You know, I feel like a lot of you guys used to be controlled by your past trauma where it's like you never felt worthy or good enough, okay? And you've changed because people are seeing that your energy is a lot more balanced. It's not as sad. It's not as like easily manipulated as it used to be. You just stopped making excuses for other people, and it's just they can see it on you now. Like it's when you walk into a room and you can really tell someone's energy. Your energy is exuding like, I love myself, I respect myself, and you cannot mess with me. Okay. And I feel like people are noticing this change in your energy as well. Pile number one, you've changed in other people's eyes because you're a lot more creative now. It's just giving that your mind is a lot less jumbled with like negative energy or like Because you know how, like, the more that we think about something, it affects our aura. You've changed in other people's eyes because it's just like you feel lighter. Like, you don't have the world on your shoulders. You feel a lot safer. Like, your energy feels a lot safer, a lot more calm. Your nervous system feels more calm and balanced. Let's get some final cards to see how you've changed in other people's eyes. How has pile number 1 changed in other people's eyes? So we have Libra popping out. Some of you guys could be a Libra. We have Earth Angel. Could resonate with that. I feel like people are recognizing with Earth Angel and Libra. So I think people are recognizing that you actually came into their life to help them heal, and they took advantage of you. And now that you're not in their life anymore, it's almost like the love has died out in their reality. It's almost like they're not recognizing that the same love that they see in you is within them, and people have tried to possess you for this very reason. But you guys have healing energy. You have a healing vibration. People are recognizing that, like, life without you doesn't feel as loving or as healing. We have 3rd house in Gemini. This could be a sibling as well for you guys, that you guys had to learn to set boundaries with. Family. People are also recognizing that you've changed because you're also speaking your mind. A lot of you guys could have been, like, remaining mute before. Like, like, if somebody did you dirty, it's just kind of like you ate that. You didn't say anything about it. But now that you have boundaries, you're communicating a lot better. So if people are just like, you've changed, but it's like, you've always felt this way. You just weren't able to speak up before. So you could have, like, healed your throat chakra. And we have 6th house, Virgo. So we have, I'm getting from this is that you guys, your acts of service now, you've changed because you're doing it from a place of wellness, of, like, being balanced internally. So you're not, like, giving from an empty cup anymore. You're not just giving for the sake of, like, giving. So my Earth Angels, like, you feel the call to, like, spread love wherever you go, but now you've healed the wounded part of you. So you're not just doing it for the sake of doing it, but you're checking in with yourself to say, do I have enough energy to give to this situation right now? And if it's a no, then you're honoring that. So you've not only set boundaries with others, you're setting boundaries with yourself as well. And that's how you've changed in other people's eyes, is that you're respecting yourself, you're loving yourself, and you're having healthy boundaries with yourself, and you're sticking to them. So pile number 1, that's how you've changed in other people's eyes. If this did resonate, comment a pig emoji to let me know that this did resonate with you. If you guys are interested, there are services linked down below. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next pick a card reading. Alrighty, hi pile number 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading. So you guys had the longest channeled messages out of all the piles, and I feel like Spirit is emphasizing to share with this collective that you were divinely guided to be here. And I know, like, a lot of videos say that, but I feel like some of you guys may have been feeling a little resentment towards your spiritual gifts, and Spirit saying that your gifts are divine. Okay, they come from your ancestors, and exactly how you are is how you're meant to be. And I feel like, this could have been like you feeling like your gifts aren't special or, like, aren't beneficial to you because of how other people have treated you. And I just it's just not true. Okay, like, I feel like this collective needs me to say that it's not true. Okay. So let's get into your channeled messages, pile number 2. So it says, you've learned not all arguments are worth winning, and that's how you've changed. In the past, you have taken it there, and now before you say something, you check in with yourself and ask, is it worth it? You've changed because you would have burned bridges in the most dramatic ways when leaving connections, but now you leave quietly. You may choose to say something or you may not. Before you spoke from the perspective of a wounded ego. You speak from love now. You say what you didn't like or how you felt or how a situation made you feel, and you allow yourself to express yourself from the heart instead of the ego. However, you no longer go back and forth. You ask yourself if this person can understand you from the level at which they've met themselves. If the answer is no, you leave people where they're at. You no longer argue about why someone should respect you or your boundaries. You leave in peace. Whether they choose to reflect on what you say or not, and whether they choose to respect it or not, that's their pill to swallow. You hit the block, remove, or delete to protect your peace. You've changed because this time people have one-sided beef with themselves. So they're just beefing with themselves. You're not interested in going back and forth with anyone anymore. All right, so pile number 2, and then there's another part separately where Spirit wanted me to share with you guys. So it says, I do want to add separately that Spirit gave me a channeled message to share with you about your gifts. You have the gift of seeing. You are a mirror. You can see into other people's shadows, which is why you've spent so much time healing yours. Spirit doesn't want you to be ashamed of this gift. They want you to use it for good. Sometimes you come into other people's lives for a moment to show them where healing is needed. Those who are willing to see that as liberation instead of a personal attack will benefit from your abilities. Those who take it personally as you versus them instead of them versus themselves will always seek misunderstanding. Pile number 2. You have been through hell and back, okay? Like, you've dealt with people who they were in your energy and they didn't fuck with you, okay? And this is like, I'm getting this energy where like these people that were in your energy before and they didn't like you and they pretended to, this was before your spiritual awakening, okay? Like, you guys had to let go of a lot of people who just didn't have genuine intentions for you, okay? And the thing is, you were very triggering for them because they were not willing to look at what it is that you saw within their shadows, okay? And that's just the truth, okay? A lot of people in this world, they walk around being so inauthentic and they are masked, okay? They wear masks all the time. And when they find somebody who has a genuine heart, who genuinely expresses authenticity, not for the sake of a camera, okay? Not for the sake of likes and views, like you're genuinely authentic. You speak like what you have to say, like you mean what you say, and you're not like the type of person that says, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then you don't do that. Like, if you're telling a story about something that you said or how somebody treated you, best believe that's exactly how it went down, okay? Pile number 2, you've changed because you're no longer trying to have the last word or the last say, and you're not trying to win arguments anymore, okay? Like, I think before you guys were like very wounded, and you had a wounded shadow yourself. So when you like left certain connections, you would leave in the energy of the ego. So you'd speak from a wounded place. Oh, somebody said something that hurt me, so guess what, I'm gonna hurt them back. But now you're speaking from love, okay? Like, you genuinely want other people to heal, and you're saying it from a space of like, well, either I've experienced this too, or I can see this energy from someone else that I've met before, right? And this is exactly what that person needed to hear, but are they willing to accept it, you know? And you're asking yourself that question, you know? You're just like, will this fall on deaf ears? And if the answer is yes, they'll fall on deaf ears. You're just gonna walk away because you're preserving your energy and you're not trying to win an argument. That's not why you're sharing like what's going on in people's shadows. It's literally for them to recognize that they're literally fighting against themselves. Some people, they seek misunderstanding with you because they're unwilling to step out of the energy of their ego and really just look within themselves. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you catch hypocrites. Like you'll like come across trickster spirits. Like, while everybody else is kiki and vibing with this one person, you're recognizing exactly how they're putting on a mask, how they're pretending, how they're faking. And people don't like that. People don't like to be outed. They don't like to be seen, okay? You guys have that kind of stare that people get uncomfortable with, and they don't know why they're uncomfortable, and it's because you can see directly into their soul. But Spirit wants me to emphasize that this gift is a blessing, and those who chose to say hurtful things to you or make you feel away because of your gift, it's because you simply saw them for who they actually were versus who they were pretending to be. And that causes frustrations within people, but it's not a personal thing, okay? You have a beautiful gift, like your ancestors gave you this gift. This is handed down, and you're meant to speak your truth. You're meant to share, you know what I mean? Those who will see it as liberation will see it as a blessing. And Spirit is also letting me know that you guys, if you're feeling like your circle is smaller because of this, it won't be for long, okay? You're attracting more authentic people into your energy. You had to do the cleaning though, you know what I mean? As you guys like experience your spiritual awakening, you had to get rid of the people who were being fake in your energy. So people who had resentments towards you or like ill feelings towards you, but they never told you about it. Those past people, they had to come out of your energy because they had they had this weird energy where it's like they want to possess you but they don't really like you, and those bridges needed to be burnt, baby. Okay, so don't regret how you ended it, but it allowed you to dive within your shadow. Okay, it allowed you to transform and choose better for yourself. Let's see, how has pile number 2 changed in other people's eyes? How has pile number 2 changed in other people's eyes? How is pile number 2 changed in other people's eyes? Baby girl. Let me see you do your dance. Let me see you do your twirl. Wow. Babes. Okay, you've changed a lot in other people's lives. I feel like you guys could have changed a lot of people's lives, even though they'd rather not admit it. Those people are simply operating from their ego, and until they recognize that, they're going to continue to replay the same cycles, is what Spirit's saying. But anyway, a lot of you guys have changed in other people's eyes, because pile number 2, like, you're no longer using your words as a weapon, but as liberation. Okay, like, you're literally standing in your power, and they're recognizing that, you know, like, pile number 2, they're speaking the truth. Like, I feel like because you guys are choosing to leave certain connections or say your piece in certain connections from a space of love, it's like that internal frustration that's coming off of them is because it's like they're trying to find a hole to, like, get back at you or to jab you. And it's so funny because when I first started this reading, I was trying to light my incense, and the spark from it almost burned my leg, but it missed. I'm like, oh, it tried to burn me. But I'm like, oh yeah, no, like, that's pile number 2's energy. It's like they really tried to burn you, but they missed. They tried to shoot their shot and they missed. You know why they missed? Because pile number 2, you have befriended your shadow. The things that once triggered you, that used to make you be so, like, ready to argue with a motherfucker, you've healed that. You've made friends with that. You've befriended your inner demons. So when they try to, like, come at you, it's like, well, babes, I've already sat with that. So what you're trying to do, it's not gonna land. It's not gonna land because I've already met that part of me with love, baby. You know what I mean? So that's also triggering them, because it's like pile number 2 used to be able to, like, I used to be able to get under pile number 2's energy, get into pile number 2's energy and just trigger them. And now they can't, you know? Pile number 2, you've changed because a lot of you guys, there's just this energy of abundance around you, and people can't really put their finger on it because it's like before maybe you were broke as hell. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're always financially down or you're always going through it. But pile number 2, you've changed in other people's eyes because they see you as very wealthy, as having a lot. And it's like some of you guys may be like, well, I don't really have that much, but it's like, even if you've just, like, done a lot of shadow work and done a lot of healing, people get jealous of that because it's like you're not being, like, triggered by your inner demons anymore. Like, some of you guys could have given up, like, drinking, smoking, like, the things that used to control you back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, you could have let go of a lot of things that used to keep you down, your energy down, and people are jealous about that because they're like, oh, like, pile number 2 used to be so much more combative. Pile number 2 used to look so much more like raggedy is what I'm hearing. But, like, you guys are taking care of your health, you know? Pile number 2, you've changed in other people's eyes because you look good. I heard you smell good and you taste good, so I'm gonna just share it. Pile number 2, you've changed in other people's, like, why am I drawing a blank? Okay, I'm gonna move on from that channel. Maybe that channel wasn't meant to come through. Pile number 2, you've changed in other people's eyes because, babes, like, you are walking karma. You're walking karma. Like, when people try to do you dirty, it's not like it used to be. It used to bring them, like, such pleasure and joy to see you down bad, but now it's like when they try to come at you, come up against you, man, is their life shitty. Like, it's literally just like they're forced to, like, look at themselves. I feel like your guys really just, like, come at them from a mental standpoint where it's like, babes, like, pile number 2 is no longer in your life, but yet you're still experiencing this. So it seems like they're right. So they're kind of haunted by your words is what I'm getting. Okay, you've changed because it's just like before, I feel like you used to, like, you were addicted to chaos, pile number 2. Like, you were addicted to going back and forth, and now you're not. It's like you leave it at that. You say your piece, you cut them off, you block them, and you remove them. Okay, you're not in the back and forth. You're not in that energy anymore. You guys, you've changed in other people's eyes because you're meditating a lot more too. Like, you guys are very like tapped into your spirits, and I feel like that's how you've changed in other people's eyes. You never used to be like that. Some of you guys could have really just been further away from the divine. You never really believed in stuff like that, and then now people are seeing you like kind of just, maybe you're like grounding more, meditating more, and like really just tapped in with your higher self, and they just never thought that you'd be that kind of person. So that's how you're shocking people. Some of you guys, pile number 2, you're shocking people because it's like they're seeing that there's this abundance energy over you, and it's like they know that you're destined for success or like fame. It's just like, I mean, this is an energy where it's like, this isn't the last that you've heard of pile number 2. You're gonna see them somewhere. Like, whether this be like you've done a brand deal, or like you're making videos online, or you just published your book, whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to reach far places. And Spirit saying that this is how people have seen that you've changed, because it's no longer a dream for you. Like, you're making it happen, you're manifesting this. Okay, like, you guys are anchoring it down into 3D, and people could be seeing you in your like your era of like making that shit happen, you know what I mean? And they believe that you will go far, because it's like, I feel like pile number 2, your words linger in other people's souls. Like, they remember the things that you say. You have power in your voice. So pile number 2, a lot of you guys could be writers, speakers. Trust that. If you feel divinely called to do stuff like that, trust it. Whatever seeds you guys have been planting in your subconscious mind is working, and people are seeing that that's how you've changed. Like, the way that you view the world, the way that you're showing up in the world, the way that you're viewing your circumstances. Okay, a lot of the times I feel like in the past, pile number 2, maybe before you thought that, you know, this is all that my life is going to be, just full of drama and the dramatics, you know. And it's not like that anymore, because you've rewired your brain to choose peace. You've rewired your nervous system to choose peace, and that's how you've changed in other people's eyes. Let's get some final cards. I feel like pile number 2, I want to add too, like, you've changed in other people's eyes because in the past you've chosen crap for yourself. Like, you've chosen, like, you've made really bad choices in your emotional connections, and this is how you've changed in other people's eyes, because maybe right now you're with a partner, or like you have new friends where it's like people can tell that these people care about you and that you're being loved on. Okay, like, in the past you guys used to choose connections that brought more drama, more chaos into your life, because you were addicted to drama. And once you healed that, people are now seeing that you're making better choices for yourself emotionally, and in general. I feel like people who betrayed you in the past really thought that you'd stay down. They thought that you'd be down forever, like you would never recover, and you'd continue to choose like horrible things for yourself. But that's not the case, and that's how you've changed in other people's eyes. So we have, of course, people with no boundaries are going to react negatively to your boundaries. Okay, like, you've changed because guess what? Before, you guys didn't have any boundaries, pile number 2. Okay, you'd keep any and everybody around you because you like to go back and forth. You used to love to go back and forth, and now that you have boundaries, it's just a one conversation with you. Like, you guys are strict. And I keep looking down at the Queen of Swords. It's like, you're very strict. Okay, you're not afraid to hit that cutoff button. Okay, like, you know what, when people be giving people like 50 billion chances, pile number 2, you're not about that shit. Okay, like, if I told you one time, that's all I have, one time. The hell, like, it's, and you think of it from the POV of like, okay, someone communicates their boundaries to me. I'm not gonna be stepping on their toes or stepping on their boundaries, because that's their boundary. So why the hell would I let you do that to me? You know what I mean? You're expecting people to show up in the same energy that you bring to the table. Okay, we have stay in your own energy. The way they are treating you has everything to do with them. Don't carry their pain for them. Control your emotions. They just want a reaction from you. So pile number 2, that's a confirmation. You've changed because you're staying in your own energy. You're not letting anybody drag you out of your vibration. Okay, I feel like you guys have also stopped carrying other people's emotional baggage or their emotional pain. A lot of you guys could also like be empaths as well, right? And it's like, maybe you unintentionally try to like carry other people's like burdens or wounds to help them, because it's like you can see what they need help with and you're giving it to them. So say for example, someone's like, they had a terrible mother, and so you like you almost like you shapeshift into the energy that they needed, but then it's like it always turned out to be kind of like horrible for you in the end, because it's like if you decided that you wanted anything else for your life, then it would just end poorly. Like they tried to like frig up your whole vibration, your whole energy. But I feel like now that you've taken your power back and you're using your power for in more healthier ways, people can't control you anymore. You know what I mean? They can't like get a reaction out of you. They can't like make you frustrated. So it's like you've changed in their eyes, because it's not as easy to get a reaction out of you, pile number 2. So we have clean your space to allow energy to flow better. You've changed in other people's eyes because maybe you guys are a lot more clean too. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you were a lot more like combative and frustrated, you kind of had a messy space around you. But now, pile number 2, they see that your house is clean, your room is clean, you're a lot more clean. You just like a clean environment for the energy to flow better. So those are my messages for you, pile number 2. If this did resonate, comment a scale emoji to let me know that this resonated and you do see yourself as like walking karma for other people, but that you're also honoring your gifts. You know, you're not going to let anybody make you feel bad for the spiritual gifts that you have. Okay, so those are my messages for you, pile number 2. I will see you in your next pick a card reading. If you guys are interested, there are services linked down below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next pick a card reading. Bye bye. Okay, pile number 3. Your energy. I had to start with yours first. I typically go in pile number 1 as I go in order, like pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. But pile number 3, I ended up having to start with your energy first, because boy has this been trying me. This pick a card reading has been trying me already, which is resonating with your message in general. I tried to film this pick a card reading. However, the audio was messed up, like it wasn't connected to my microphone, so I had to start all over again. And I was getting ready to like crash out, and I was like, you know what, like let me just take a break. Let me go and eat, do my Reiki session, and then come back to this. And you know, it helped me calm down, and I just kind of just let go of what I couldn't control, because there's no way I could have saved the audio. It was kind of just really messed up, so I had to start over. And I feel like that's just like the resonating energy for how you've changed. I feel like you guys used to really just crash out a lot, and now you're just taking moments to just breathe and detach from the actual situation. So let's get into your channeled message. We have, you've changed because you are not as controlled by your anger as you used to be. Before, you would crash out instantly whenever anyone triggered you. Now you take your frustrations out in a healthier way. I see you channeling that energy into exercise, running, strength training, yoga, calisthenics, etc. Whatever it is that you're channeling it into. For some of you guys, you're channeling that energy into your creative projects and simply towards improving your own life. Okay, pile number 3. Let's connect to your energy. I'm lighting my incense. All right, pile number 3, let's get into it. Pile number 3, you've changed in people's eyes, because you used to really just like throw hands. A lot of you guys could have like really just been into fighting a lot, whether this be verbally or physically, or like into the petty games. You know what I mean? It's like if somebody takes it there, you're gonna take it there. You know what I mean? It's like you were really good with mind games. And you used to really just like play your hand in that, but I feel like now you're just kind of just like, you know, like it's not worth it. Like, you see how he has his hand on his eyebrow? It's kind of just like, I see that you're trying to provoke me, and I'm not about to like go there. You know what I mean? Like, some of you guys could laugh it off, because you know, like if you give it the energy that they want you to give it, it's not going to end well for anybody involved. But yeah, I just kind of feel like the fact that I like had to take a break and then come back, I feel like that's just how you're tackling your anger. You're not like very reactive anymore. A lot of you guys could have spent time calming your nervous system, rewiring your nervous system, just not being controlled by anger anymore. And that's how you've changed in other people's eyes, because before they were able to get a reaction out of you effortlessly. Effortlessly. It would have just been anything to really just send you over the edge. But now you guys are a lot more regulated. Let's see. How has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes? How has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes? Okay, pile number 3, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Swords. I feel like you guys, you've changed in other people's eyes because you're allowing yourself to really just take a break, like retreat from chaos or like anybody's combative energy. You're not like engaging in it. You've changed because that's not how you used to be. You're a lot calmer. Like, I feel like your mental energy is a lot calmer. Like, a lot of you guys, you could have been controlled by your thoughts. Like, your thoughts, your emotions, they were just kind of like bouncing off each other. It's like the more you thought about it, the more angry you got, the more you act upon that anger. And you've changed in other people's eyes because you're not like that anymore. You're a lot more still, you're a lot more relaxed, and people didn't see this coming. Like, they thought that you'd be like this forever. And you guys are a lot more like compassionate towards people. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you have a lot more patience towards others than you did in the past. I feel like before it was just kind of like anything triggered you and you were really willing to take it there. I think a lot of you guys, this is coming from like your childhood where that's how you were taught like how to deal with people. Like, maybe the people in your upbringing didn't have the patience. It's like anything you did, they would just start to yell at you or like scream at you or just like treat you very poorly. And I feel like that like manifested in you and you ended up showing up like that in your reality, you know? And that's how you guys have changed. I feel like you're pouring self-love into your own cup, and the more that you learn to be compassionate and patient with yourself is the more you're able to do that with others. You guys have changed because in people's eyes, you're a lot more luckier than you used to be. Like, I feel like before, maybe you guys would just be manifesting situations to make you angry. Like, your life just kind of felt like a series of unfortunate events. Some of you guys could be watching that show. But things have turned around for you. Like, it's like your life has done a complete 180. It's giving more clarity. It's giving more lighthearted. I feel like a lot of you guys have like decided to not take life as seriously as you used to, and it's just like you're laughing things off and just walking away. You know, a lot of you guys could really just be into like lifting heavy. I feel like, you know, I'm just getting a lot of fire energy that you need to channel into like exercise or creative projects, and I see you doing that now. I feel like pound number 3 things could just have happened to you in the past where you just kind of had to like eat that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, wow, like this is really terrible. This terrible thing is happening to me, but what am I going to do about it? I feel like you guys are starting to recognize your own personal power in like reclaiming your own emotions. So instead of being reactive, you're like, okay, like what can I gain from this? How can I benefit from this? Or how can I turn this around instead of letting this energy like feeding this energy of anger? Like, I feel like you guys are just learning to alchemize your emotions instead of letting them stay inside of your body or your mental space. Before, you guys would hold on to emotions and it would just be like playing in your head over and over and over again, and you just store those emotions in your body. But you're learning to release it in healthier ways. And I love that for you guys. Let's see. Let's get some more cards to see how you have changed in other people's eyes. All right, Spirit. How has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes? How has pile number 3 changed? Oh. You're a lot less controlling. And you're a lot less what's the word for it? Like, I'm getting Mr. Krabs, like how he's just kind of very stingy with his money. So I feel like how you've changed in other people's eyes is you could be a lot more generous. Oh, we have the 6 of Wands. How you change in other people's eyes is that you are a lot more confident in yourself, okay? A lot of you guys, you're exuding confidence. And I feel like this anger that you had in the past was coming from... It was coming from a place of insecurity. It's like, you know, anger is a second emotion to what you're actually feeling, I feel like you guys have allowed yourself to dig deeper to really tackle what it is that was triggering you or causing you to be so reactive. And for this, it's like people are seeing that you've changed emotionally, and it's just like they can't put their finger on what's making you so confident. And it's the fact that you're making yourself feel safe to express your own emotions, to be honest with yourself. You're being a lot healthier with your body and your mind as well. Yeah, I feel like you're recognizing the connection between mind, body, and spirit. All right, Spirit, how has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're a lot more emotionally stable. I don't know, guys. That's what I keep getting for pile number 3 is that you're a lot more emotionally stable. You're not like, you're not as reactive anymore. I feel like to your situations or your circumstances, you're not being controlled by the 3D anymore. You've changed. Like, you've really, really changed. And I feel like you got to take a moment to really pat yourself on the back. You know what I mean? You're staying in your own vibration. You're not allowing other things to sway you left or right. And I love that for you. And I feel like you guys, maybe you, okay, this could be for a specific group of people, but Spirit's calling me to share it. A lot of this anger came from heavy betrayal. You know what I mean? Like it's stemming from someone who you thought was like someone else. Like they pretend to be someone else that they're not, something that they're not. And it feels like a lot of those emotions that were like the secondhand emotion of anger, like you allowed yourself to feel angry, right? But you didn't allow yourself to feel sad for the betrayal that you experienced. And Spirit is calling, bringing this up because it's like, once you heal that actual emotion, what you're actually feeling, then you realize that, okay, like that's where my anger is coming from. You're a lot more patient with yourself. You're a lot more patient with the external world. And that's how you've changed in other people's eyes, is that you're not as reactive. Or maybe like for some of you guys, like your ex is coming back up in your energy, and maybe they thought that that would trigger you or that you'd be still the same. And it's like, no, you're not. You know what I mean? Like you're choosing peace. You've chosen your own peace. And it's like, they just don't remember you like that. They remember you to be a lot more reactive, a lot more angry. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys, you used to, like, instead of feeling your emotions or being honest, it's like, you know, you played a lot of like strategic games or like mind games instead of like coming outwardly and saying, hey, I didn't like the way that you did that. It's like, oh, you gonna do that? Watch, I'm gonna show you. That's the best way I can like describe this energy. But instead you decide to be more mature and heal that. You know what I mean? It's less frustrating for you, and you're just choosing your own peace. So pile number 3, let's get some more cards to see how have you changed in other people's eyes. How has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes, Spirit? We have 4th house in Cancer. Some of you guys could have Cancer in your chart. You could be just having a lot more of a comforting energy versus like how you used to be. Let's see. How has pile number 3 changed in other people's eyes? You could be taking you could be taking better care of yourself. You could have a lot of self-care items. Maybe that's not something that used to have in your home, and people are noticing that, like, oh my god, like pile number 3 really do take care of themselves now. That's crazy. We have Candle Magic. The universe received your intentions. Pay attention to your intuition. It is guiding you to the manifestation of your intentions. So the way that you've changed in other people's eyes is that people are witnessing you manifest the life of a life without them. And I feel like that's just like I feel like some people in your energy, they felt like you'd always just be like angry about them or like hung up about them. Like, you know, I'm getting this energy where it's like some people try to be the villain in your story because at least they know that they would linger in your mental energy. And it's like they're watching you manifest your dream reality without them and live a better, luckier, healthier life. So that's how you've changed in other people's eyes, is that they thought that they'd have you wrapped around their finger forever. And you're just not, you know what I mean? And I looked over at the image that you chose, and instantly like Spirit was just like saying that this is like this is a reflection of how they're looking at your energy. Like, oh my god, like they really moved on. Like some people's egos are hurt for the fact that like you're still not mourning over them. Some people are really weird like that, you know what I mean? Especially if they didn't experience any love or attention, they'll take attention in any way that they can get it, even if it's being the villain in your story. Any more cards spare? Okay, so that's it for pile number 3. That's how you've changed in other people's eyes. If this did resonate, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If this resonated, comment a wheel emoji to let me know that this resonated with you. Yeah, so if this resonated with you, comment a wheel emoji to let me know that this resonated with you. I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love. If you're interested, there are personal readings linked down below. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in my next pick a card reading. Alrighty, hi pile number 4. Let's tap in and see how have you changed in other people's eyes. So pile number 4, we have a channeled message for you, and it says, pile number 4, you've changed because you're no longer being controlled by your inner demons / trauma. Before, you were so quick to say or do something to anyone who tried you. I feel like you didn't like this path you were going down. This switch feels like one day someone said something ridiculous to you and you decided you no longer wanted any parts of that person or that energy. I feel like instantly you experienced your first awakening. You are no longer the same after that. It feels like the divine reached out their hand and has never let you go since. So I apologize for all the grammatical errors in this. I kind of just channel and just like write it out as it comes out of my brain. I don't really rewrite it because I just kind of want to keep it raw. But anyway, pile number 4. You guys used to be very like angry and irritable because of your past trauma, right? And your inner demons used to really just like pull the strings like a puppet. Like, used to be like a puppet, you know what I mean? It's like I felt like you kept manifesting triggers in your reality because it's almost like you were addicted to like the chaos or the trauma, like your story, you know what I mean? Like pile number 4, like you were very much like trapped in victim energy for a minute, and this is how you've changed in other people's eyes because you're no longer that way. Okay, a lot of you guys have taken back your own power, you know, you stepped into your own personal power and made friends with your inner demons. So no longer are you being controlled by your trauma or your past wounds. Okay, like you're taking a step back to really reflect. Pile number 4, you've changed in other people's eyes because a lot of you guys could do a lot more reflecting. You could do a lot more journaling. You're just not allowing yourself to be controlled by your trauma. Like, even if you can't afford therapy, you've learned ways to heal that past trauma without, like, before, I feel like when you were in victim mentality, there would always be an excuse as to why you couldn't heal that or why you behaved a certain way, but you're no longer making excuses for yourself. And that's how you've changed. So I got a really specific download for this pile where it's like, I feel like before you guys were very combative, right? But this felt like an instant switch for you where it's like maybe you were dating someone, for example, right? And they said something so ridiculous to you that you just kind of had to look at them. And I'm going to share this story with you guys because this is reminding me of the specific time and this is how I'm getting the channel. So I was dating like my ex, and I remember him looking at me and telling me that like, oh, you know, like I'm a gold digger. But then I looked over him and I had that same expression on my face, like, gold digger, like how could it be a gold digger when you only have one pair of shoe? And I said this, like, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You gonna call me a gold digger when you have no money for me to dig? But I remember in that moment, like, I was so fed up, and I just like, I got up, I left, I blocked him, and I was like, you know, like, that was ridiculous. Like, you're trying to like really piss me off. I'm like, don't piss me off. And I feel like this energy is related to pile number 4's energy because it's like, why would you say that? It's almost like the ridiculousness shocked you. It shocked your system and it woke you up. Because after deciding to no longer like deal with that person, man, did my life change. You know what I mean? I really like found spirituality again. Like the divine reached out their hand and they never let me go. And I feel like this resonates with pile number 4's energy because that's how you've changed. A lot of you guys, you've used to be in connections and situations that reflected your trauma and what you've been through. Like you were a victim and then you date like the abuser, for example, right? And I feel like you've changed in other people's eyes because you're no longer with those type of people. You're no longer entertaining that type of energy. Like you want no parts of that energy. And the way that I'm seeing her face is kind of just like, why would you say that? You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like this transformation came after a situation of bullshit. Like it was just, you were put through bullshit. Okay. Someone put you through bullshit and you changed. Okay. Little did they know that you would change. And I think that shocked them because they're just like, wait a minute. Like I thought I'd be able to control pile number 4 and now they can't control you anymore because you're no longer being controlled by your trauma. I love that for you. Let's see. How is pile number 4 change in other people's eyes? Oh, nice. Ooh, pile number 4. Pile number 4, you've changed in other people's eyes because you're a lot more patient. You're a lot more balanced. Like your internal world is in harmony. Before, I feel like you guys were fighting against yourself. These inner demons had your ass torn up. You weren't able to pick a side. You didn't know if you wanted to go down destruction or be good. You know, it was this internal battle that you were going through. And that's how you've changed in other people's eyes because you feel a lot more like you're coming off as that you're in balance and you're a lot more at peace. Okay. You've also changed because pile number 4, you've surrendered controlling other people. I feel like based off of your past trauma, maybe you wanted certain people to act a certain way. And it's like, you're no longer like that. You're either you like this person or you don't. So you're not trying to like build a man. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting this example from like when I would like try to find love and I'm like, okay, like this person, I like maybe their height, but like this one thing I'd change about you. And that was me being controlling, right? And that's from past trauma and all the other things and whatnot. But like after deciding that I'm going to either decide from a place of like who you are wholeheartedly or not, that was way easier than trying to change somebody. So I feel like this is resonating because pile number 4, you've changed because you're no longer trying to control or mold somebody or build somebody to be the perfect friend, the perfect partner, the perfect job. Like you're meeting people where they are at. You're accepting situations for how they are showing you them to be. Okay. Like you're more in reality. Okay. You've left the Lulu land. That's basically the best way I can describe it. I hope that this is making sense. You've also changed because you're no longer as insecure or needy, pile number 4. Like I feel like before you were attracted to certain partners and it's like you'd stay with them because you were very insecure and it's not because like you actually like them. So this is coming back down to the control thing again. You know what I mean? It's like maybe you felt like no one would ever love you, so you stayed in connections that just didn't resonate with your soul. I feel like pile number 4, you've changed in other people's life. You've changed in their life. Why am I struggling right now? Pile number 4, you've changed in other people's eyes because you're a lot more enlightened. I think before you were carrying heavy burdens, like, and this is getting me like deep rooted trauma. Like pile number 4, you've been through a lot. And I think that you kind of downplay it sometimes in terms of like the severity of the things that you've been through. But it's like, that's why you were at war with yourself. And people are recognizing that there's a lot more peace coming from your energy, from your vibration. And you're not afraid to change. You're not afraid of change anymore. Like you guys, it's one of those things where you're at the point where it's like, even if somebody, like say for example, you're in a friendship right now, right? And this person, like, they hurt you in whatever way, or you're in a relationship and they hurt you in whatever way, you're going to choose yourself. You're going to choose yourself because you have now gone through a deep awakening where it's like you're recognizing that when I don't choose myself, it only leads to more frustrations. And before you were not like that. So that's how you've changed in other people's eyes, is that you're choosing yourself and you're not staying in situations that don't serve you. Yeah, you guys are like, in other people's eyes, it's easy for you to let go. It's easy for you to surrender or take a break or just leave certain situations alone. And that's how you've changed, you know? I just feel like you have a fresh outlook on life. How is pile number 4 changing in other people's lives? I don't know why I keep saying lives. I feel like this is just like a channeled message to just do a pick a card reading with how have you changed other people's lives. I'm gonna put that one down in the notes. Anyway, how's pile number 4 changed in other people's eyes. Oh, yeah, okay. A lot of you guys used to operate from your shadow, okay? Like, people used to see you as very much like the devil. And this is just coming through as like how other people used to see you, right? And this is how you've changed. You're no longer like that. A lot of you guys are a lot more like angelic now. And I feel like that's how you've changed. It's like people are looking at you, and it's like now I'm looking back at the image and I got another download from it. It's like this is how people are also looking back at you. It's like, who is that? You know what I mean? They have to kind of like squint to see, like, is this the same person that I knew 4 years ago? Is this the same person that I knew 2 years ago? Because you were so, like, you were operating from your shadow self because you were controlled by your inner demons, your limitations, your limited beliefs, and you're no longer like that anymore. And like, you're exuding this like your energy is radiating love, and people are just kind of like, who is this? Like, they got to do a double take. Who am I looking at right now? No way in hell that's pile number 4. You're a lot more emotionally balanced, okay? Your inner world is a lot more at peace. You're a lot more calm. Oh my gosh, like, you just feel like your energy just feels good, okay? Pile number 4. How is pile number 4 being viewed right now? How is pile number 4 being viewed right now? People are seeing you as very abundant, okay? Like a master manifester, pile number 4. And they're seeing you to be a lot more like in a dreamer energy. I feel like you guys, maybe based off of what you've been through in the past, it's like you let the side of you that felt more hopeful go, but now you've changed because it's almost like you're more connected to the side of you that is rooted in love. I don't think that you've gotten rid of your shadow completely. I think you just kind of, you're just not controlled by it anymore, right? And that's the difference. I think you just met I think you've healed your codependency. I think you've healed your toxic energy, to be honest with you. Because you guys, we gotta admit, like, pile number 4, you were very toxic too, because you were attracted to toxic energies, you know? Yeah, you participated in a lot of destructive behaviors, and I think that's how you've changed. You know, that's how people are viewing you. You're no longer choosing that path anymore. You guys have completely hopped on a completely new path, one rooted in love, one rooted in manifestation, the things that, like, I think after your first awakening, you're just no longer the same, okay? And that's how people are viewing you. It's like, what changed, you know? Like, how are you completely different than how I knew you even like 2 months ago, 3 months ago? I think people are just viewing you as a lot more happy, you know? You're not as sad or like insecure as you used to be. Let's get some more final cards to close off. All right, pile number 4. My phone died. I'm taking that as a sign, but I did pull some final cards to let you know how have you changed in other people's eyes. So we have Alchemist, and we have, you have befriended your shadow, which is just a confirmation of what we were talking about before. That's how you've changed. We have Surrender. The less you know, the better. So you guys, people are just seeing you in this energy of like not being as controlling as you once were. It's just like you're not trying to make things fit that doesn't fit. It's just like, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it's not, then it's not. And that's how you've changed. We have, you are untouchable. Spirit don't play about you. Let God handle your karma. Stay focused on your path. You've changed in other people's eyes because you're no longer trying to be the karma for other people. You're just kind of letting life handle them. Because you've seen the divine make people experience their own karma. Okay, so you're no longer in that energy of like letting your inner demons win. And I feel like pile number 4, I have to emphasize this for you because it's like sometimes you may struggle with how you think you should respond to something, and it's like, allow yourself to be authentic. Like, you don't, just because you think about pushing somebody down the stairs don't mean that you will do it. So I feel like befriending your shadow and knowing that it's not controlling you anymore, and it's okay to still have those thoughts, but it doesn't mean that you're still the same person. We have root chakra is balanced. So you guys have changed because you're a lot more grounded in 3D. You give off this energy that I'm safe in my body. I feel like before you guys would run from your body, and I feel like this is also coming up in terms of like how you'd view intimacy, and I feel like that's changed for you now that you feel safer in your body. You're allowing yourself to like explore your sexuality as well. We have gut healing. You guys have changed in other people's eyes because it's like you're exuding that you're in your feminine energy. A lot of you guys could be creating from that feminine energy and just exuding beauty, wealth, just like you've healed your body, and that's how you're coming off as different in other people to other people. So those are my messages for you. If this did resonate, comment a red heart emoji to let me know that it resonated. Pile number 4. I'm sending you so much love. If you guys are interested, I have services linked down below. I love you, and I'll see you in my next pick a card reading.